This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. August the 2nd, Wednesday morning, a little more peaceful. John Scalzi still recovering from a busy day on Monday. How you doing, John?
Good. Won't be so peaceful this afternoon, though.
Oh, really?
Goodness.
Yeah, we got, yesterday it was very quiet. We didn't have a lot in the way of rainfall, but today the moisture's returning, and we will have again this afternoon good chances of showers and thunderstorms. Looking at radar, you can see those showers out in Gulf waters already gradually drifting up toward the Big Bend region. That's part of a boundary that's evident here on satellite view, is that kind of trail of clouds out in Gulf waters. Basically sitting right over us, it will gradually lift to the north, producing a southerly flow of humid air right into the Suncoast. And that means our rain chances go up this afternoon from about a 20% chance yesterday to about a 60% chance later on this afternoon. Some of the rain could be kind of heavy as well. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out near 90 with a feels like index close to 100. The humidity is back. We got good news for the weekend, though. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, good to hear. Talk to you soon, John. There's the roads first off in Manatee County. Nothing to report right now, and the roads are dry. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll check that map and see all clear. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3 now. That's been a rare sight, and it is, yeah.
Woo!
How about that? First time ever. 5:02 now on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this morning, communities across the country came together last night to fight crime and celebrate National Night Out, including right here on the Suncoast.
Our Rick Adams was at one of the larger events in the area at 13th Avenue's Dream Center in Bradenton.
It's a way for police to improve their relationship with the community and vice versa. Bradenton police tell us National Night Out is one of the most important events they participate in. On Tuesday, they say they hosted events in nearly a dozen different locations.
When police and the community have a great relationship together, great things are accomplished. And that's really what we're trying to do.
The National Night Out event at the 13th Avenue Dream Center did have the kids bouncing, sliding, throwing footballs, and hitting golf balls. This, along with many other activities and delicious foods, made it one very exciting night for everybody.
Very helpful. It's like we could all play or just play, and it's very fun.
Each year, Tony Savage says he looks forward to bringing the many kids he coaches to this event. He tells us this is a great opportunity to narrow the divide that may exist between the police and the community.
And I know that the kids, they really into it because it gives them a chance to communicate and get to know the police officers and the fire department and everybody in the community, and this gives them an outlet to come up and have a good time.
In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All lanes are now open at the University Parkway Diverging Diamond Project, but FDOT is still closing specific parts to continue construction. The contractor is putting a temporary detour in place today to add an auxiliary lane in the north and southbound lanes of I-75, also constructing new bridges over University Parkway and widened bridges over I-75. That construction, along with creating new sidewalks, bike lanes, and pedestrian walkways, is expected to be complete in the fall.
Just 24 hours after Tropical Storm Emily's wind and rain soaked the area and tossed small boats around, sunshine and calm waters returned to Sarasota's bayfront yesterday. Not only is this a relief for recreational boaters, it's also important for those who make a living on the water. The operations manager of the LaBarge cruise says they lost several thousands of dollars by not being able to leave the marina on Monday.
Well, it caused us to be shut down all day with the weather due to the severity of the weather to pop up really fast. We ended up being closed all day. People wanted to go out in the water, plus we wouldn't think it would be safe anyways.
LaBarge Cruise is just one of several companies that make a living on the Sarasota Bayfront.
In the wake of Emily, Mote Marine's turtle conservation experts are looking at what impact the storm had on turtle nesting on area beaches. Scientists are documenting which nests are present, reposting marking stakes if they've been washed away, and collecting data about current nests from Venice all the way to Longboat Key. They ask you do not interfere with nests that have standing water above them, and exposed eggs should be left alone and reported to Mote Marine. Scientists say it'll likely take up to a week before they have all the numbers on how many nests were destroyed by the storm.
What we were finding was surf was pulling out stakes, sometimes pulling out eggs from nests, and so today we had to go back out and just see what we had left.
Scientists say if nest marker stakes are still in the ground, leave them alone. If they've been washed out, place them on the sand, lying down near each other so Mote's Turtle Patrol can find them to safely remove them from the beach.
The Wildlife Center of Venice is working to find a new home. The Wildlife Hospital has been at its current location in Venice for 15 years, and staff members tried to buy that property, but the deal recently fell through. Now they're looking across the street at a 5-acre property that might be better suited for them. There's a home currently on that property that could be converted to an animal hospital. It also has space to build a welcome center.
We actually have grown to have the biggest infrastructure dedicated to rehabilitation and rescue animals of any of our colleagues in the Tri-County area.
On average, the Wildlife Center rescues 4,500 animals each year.
The city of Northport's new recycling program is making a big difference already. City officials say recycling is up 15% since they began the program 4 months ago using these new recycling containers. The city delivered more than 56,000 new containers over the past 4 months. The city also says the new program is shortening route times, decreasing fuel costs, and also saving money.
Right now, there are historic seedlings on display at Selby Botanical Gardens in Sarasota. A new College of those seedlings, the new College of Florida professor collected seeds which survived the Hiroshima bombings during World War II. Manuel Lopez traveled to Japan last year through a program called Green Legacy Hiroshima. The seeds were once housed in a Japanese Buddhist temple that was removed by the government to be melted into weapons during World War II. He contacted Selby Gardens earlier this year and has since planted the seeds of 3 types of trees.
When they come to the Selby Gardens and they look at these trees, they just take a moment to think about the devastation of something like the atomic bomb, but they also can consider the resilience of nature.
The tree seedlings have many years to grow, but will only be displayed temporarily at Selby Gardens throughout the month of August, and veterans can visit Selby for free this upcoming Sunday.
Happening today, you can learn more about plans for the new Venice Library. Sarasota County is hosting 2 information sessions about the site plan and architectural features. Residents will be able to talk to architects that designed the new library. Sessions will be held at the library in the community center at 10:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. The county knocked down the previous library due to mold.
With the first day of school less than 2 weeks away for Suncoast students, back-to-school shopping lists are out, and studies show parents are spending an average of $700 per child on supplies this year. The problem on the Suncoast is more than half of students' families cannot afford school lunches in both Manatee and Sarasota counties, let alone hundreds of dollars in school supplies. That's why several community partners are holding school supply drives. The goal is to make sure every student has the tools they need when they head back to school. The Tiny Hands Foundation is just one of those hosting one of these events.
The truth is that in our community, about 1 out of 5 children are growing up in poverty. And for some families, particularly, sometimes single-parent families with multiple children, back-to-school expenses are expenses that, they really can't afford. And as a result, the children often go without the basic tools that they need to succeed in the classrooms.
Well, you can find a full list of the school supply drives happening in Manatee and Sarasota counties on our website at mysuncoast.com. We'll take a closer look at how the community is working to help families get supplies for students next hour here on Good Morning Suncoast. And here's another way to save money on back-to-school supplies. This year's tax-free holiday in Florida runs this Friday through Sunday. Manatee County students' first day of school will be on Thursday, August 10th, while Sarasota County students head back to the classroom on Monday, August 14th.
And police in Sarasota are collecting school supplies as well in a new program called Pack the Patrol Car. Officers will be accepting supplies starting this morning through next Wednesday, August 9th. Donations can be dropped off from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. in the lobby of the Sarasota Police Department on Adams Lane. We'll have a live picture of that situation next hour for you. Officers will deliver all of the donated supplies to the Unity in the Community event at Newtown Estates Park on Sunday, August 13th. Again, school starts in Sarasota on the 14th and on the 10th in Manatee County.
The biotechnology program at State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota will host an open house later this month. Visitors will be able to tour the school's labs, meet faculty and industry professionals, as well as program students. The open house hopes to introduce visitors to the college's new Biotechnology Specialist Certificate, which is designed to help graduates get positions in life science. The event will run from 4 to 6 p.m. on August 23rd. And according to the Princeton Review, students at New College in Sarasota are getting a well-rounded education with control over their academic choices. That's according to the Princeton Review. The four-year college is among the top 15% of American schools being recognized in the Review's new college guidebook. It's based on interviews and surveys with students from almost 400 schools across the country. Earlier this year, the Review named New College as one of 50 schools that launch careers by going beyond the classroom. So that's a big congratulations to them.
You know, for a place with less than 1,000 students, they get a lot of awards.
Yeah,
yeah they do.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Well, we've got what? The University of South Florida, we've got Ringling, we've got New College, we've got State College. We've got a smart population around here.
Yeah.
I hope so, yes.
Yeah. We also have some wet weather in store for us this afternoon. We'll talk about that in just a few.
All right, thanks, Sean. Still ahead, we'll introduce you to a cancer survivor using her brush with death as motivation to help others. That's next in the latest edition of Amazing Suncoast Woman.
And later in the hour, the historic vote on a new director of the FBI. Unusual results at 5:33.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Everything you need to know about going back to class in Manatee County, plus Einstein pet treats and the best sandwiches on the Suncoast. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it felt very nice yesterday, I think, most of the day. We had, dew points down in the low 70s, so it was comfortable. Then toward the evening hours, a little later in the evening, we had this kind of cluster of showers approach the coastline and basically fall apart. Today, we're not going to see the showers fall apart. They're going to be moving in, and they will be, at times, fairly heavy. Humidity is back, thanks to a southerly wind that developed during the overnight. Dew points have risen from low 70s to mid 70s, and that has kept our nighttime temperatures up with a little extra cloud cover at times as well. We're at 82 degrees already this time of the morning. across the region, we have temperatures that are pretty warm along the coast thanks to that wind that's generally been off Gulf waters. 82 Sarasota, 83 in Venice and Inglewood, 85 degrees at the Longboat Key right now. 78 degrees in Bradenton Parish, 76 in Myakka, Wauchula and Arcadia both coming in at 75 degrees. So across the region, well, yesterday, the water vapor imagery, kind of a snapshot of where the moisture is and where it is not, showed this tan color over most of the state of Florida. That's dry air. Well, it's gone now, replaced by the turquoise colors of high moisture content air. And that is what is going to help support numerous showers and thunderstorms. We got a couple of things actually working in the atmosphere today to help boost our rain chances. One, that upper level moisture. That's needed, that's necessary. Two, a little trough of low pressure. You can kind of trace that out with these kind of series of clouds and groups of showers and thunderstorms out in Gulf waters. And a little trough of low pressure aloft as well, which will eventually be lifting out. It's the one that kind of steered Emily out of the picture. Emily, by the way, now a post-tropical system, so not really too concerned about that one anymore. We do have another area of low pressure out in the Gulf waters, though. You can almost trace out the spin here on our radar imagery, and the Hurricane Center's watching it. We all are, and there's very little chance of any development here. I mean, less than we had with Emily. So not too terribly concerned about development with this one. The upper level winds are really kind of strong, but it will help enhance rainfall chances, mostly for the Big Bend region. Over the next day or two, they could pick up an additional couple of inches of rainfall. And as that kind of area of low pressure lifts to the north, we get a chance at seeing some rain showers around here as well this afternoon. Particularly during the hottest part of the day, I think we have the best chance of seeing rainfall. Not a lot of action here currently, though during the morning hours there's maybe about a 10% chance of an isolated sprinkler shower along the coastline. It's really later in the afternoon that we start to see the action occur. The low pressure area scoots along this trough of low pressure as the whole thing lifts north. A southerly wind flow develops. Very humid air gets into the picture, and we start to see showers and thunderstorms develop that produce flow that produces more showers and thunderstorms in our neck of the woods as that trough kind of scoots across the state. So for today, we look for the humidity to return big time, as it already has started to do, keeping our morning temperatures warm. But afternoon temperatures, when you factor in that humidity, will feel like that heat index will be close to 100. So again, heat's back on. Good rain chances this afternoon. And then maybe after we get rid of this trough, a little bit of drier air will filter in for the end of the work week. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll return to a more kind of typical summertime late afternoon shower and thunderstorm pattern. So for today, 60% chance of storms. Thursday, we'll decrease it by half as the drier air starts to move in. It's here on Friday, reducing rain chances further. Of course, you pay for that with the higher heat. And then as we head into the weekend, typical 40% chance of your afternoon showers building inland, drifting back to the coast late in the day. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic if you're heading out the door in Manatee County, your biggest slowdowns are going to be on 301 heading northbound. I-75 and 41 looking clear as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. A little bit of slowdowns on Clark Road as you get on off of 41, and South County pretty quiet as well. Not a whole lot going on at 519 across the Suncoast this Wednesday. Well, there's a quote that Robin Roberts says on Good Morning America: "Let your mess be your message."
Linda Carson has an amazing young Suncoast woman who used her brush with death to help others.
Stephanie Schutz has always loved the outdoor lifestyle and been involved in fitness ever since high school.
I went to teach spin class and I taught all of these fitness classes. I was basically an aerobics instructor.
Then she studied radiology and became an x-ray technician.
I worked in a trauma center, so there was a lot of exciting things happening.
And that's where she met her husband.
He was the trauma doctor and I was taking the x-rays, and that was how we met at work.
They married and had a child.
I was always training for triathlons. I started when I was 18. Training for triathlons. My biggest goal was to do an Ironman competition, which is the 140.6 miles.
Then while training with her sister, her life changed.
I was running in front of her and she said, "You have something on the back of your leg. I think you have a bug on you." And I touched it and I said, oh, wow, that's weird. It's a mole.
She went to a dermatologist and discovered she had melanoma. She was just 25 years old.
What a lot of people don't know about melanoma is that it's the #1 cancer killer for women my age.
She had immediate surgery.
I had to get a wide excision on the back of my right thigh. Lymph nodes removed from my groin area.
It was stage 2 melanoma. That was 4 years ago, but she lives with the fear that it will return.
The thing about melanoma is that it'll come back in places like the liver or the lungs or the brain, which are not high survival rates.
But she's determined to live her life. She and her husband had a second child, and she trains for triathlons. And when she couldn't find clothing that offered full protection from the sun, she created something herself, a line she calls Try Serena Apparel.
Everything in the performance section is SPF 50. We just launched a full coverage suit, so we have something for it. You can use it for cycling, for running. SPF 50, it's all cooling material.
The melanoma taught her that life is fragile and gave her a mission.
To educate people and let them know that this will kill you. It's not just you get it scraped off of your skin and you go about your day. It's not, oh, that's just skin cancer. It takes lives, many lives every year.
To learn more about Stephanie's story and to find out how you can get these amazing products, go to tryserena.com. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
What an inspirational story that is.
Yeah, she has a challenge and she tries to help others as well. Good for her. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Amazon hosting a nationwide job fair today. We'll tell you how many applicants might get hired on the spot.
And coming up at 5:30, a North Carolina woman is behind bars in Honduras. We'll tell you how a simple security check resulted in drug charges. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Interesting statistic. Yesterday, the Senate confirmed the new FBI director by a vote of 95-5. That's 5 votes against. That's only happened once before when one person voted against a nominee. So it happened 6 times.
Who was that against?
One vote against James Comey a few years ago.
Okay.
There was 5 yesterday against the new director, Christopher Wray. We'll have much more in that at 5:33 here on the morning show. And also just a reminder, here's our addresses on Facebook. If you're so inclined to send us little notes or pictures, feel free to pass them this way.
Yeah, you can also stay up to date with what we're doing here on Good Morning Suncoast, as well as stay up to date with all your news headlines. We'll have weather updates on there as well, and John always has some fun facts over on his page as well. 5:25 this morning, and if you own an iPhone, you may want to check your phone cases, as more than 250,000 iPhone cases are being recalled this morning.
This comes after customers say it caused mysterious burns on their skin. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details.
In today's Tech Bites, a big recall of iPhone cases.
Mixed Bin Electronics, which makes the liquid glitter-filled cases, is recalling more than 250,000 of them. That's after reports of severe chemical burns and skin irritations when the cases break.
24 people have reported injuries.
Amazon is set to hire thousands of new employees today on the spot at job fairs across the country.
The retail giant says it's looking to fill 50,000 open positions, full-time and part-time, from sorting and packing up to management. And Ford is making its newest Mustang more neighborly.
You might say that. Here's what the Mustang GT usually sounds like. And the 2018 Mustang has a quiet mode, so you don't have to annoy your neighbors. Listen. Ah, the quiet mode button makes the engine half as loud.
All right, well, thank you, neighbors. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Flonase Sensimist. It's time to rethink what's possible. Rethink the experience. Rethink your allergy pills. Flonase Sensimist Allergy Relief uses unique Mist Pro technology and helps block 6 key inflammatory substances with a gentle mist. Most allergy pills only block 1, and 6 is greater than 1. Rethink your allergy relief. Flonase Sensimist.
America's favorite cookie. Delicious European chocolate candy. Introducing Oreo chocolate candy bars. Look for them wherever you buy chocolate candy.
Back to school at Burlington, there's so much to choose from for so little money.
They have racks and racks of school clothes, lunch boxes, a gazillion backpacks, hats, sneakers.
All the great brands at a fraction of the cost.
Mom saved a ton at Burlington.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think it up.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the Senate votes to confirm a new FBI director. Only 6 senators have ever voted against a nominee, and 5 were yesterday.
Plus, we're learning more about how police captured the final Alabama jail escapee who used peanut butter to help get him out. And it all happened right here in the Sunshine State.
And a North Carolina woman converted an empty can of iced tea into a small safe to carry valuables while traveling to Honduras. Now she's under arrest for drug trafficking. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, 5:31 on your Wednesday morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Temperatures across the coast are above the 80-degree mark already. Yeah, warm and sticky outside.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you notice that when you came in, how the dew points had risen? Makes it feel kind of humid outside.
I did. It was hot.
I didn't know.
It was sticky.
It always seems the same to me out there.
Yeah, it's a bad hair day today is what it's going to be, I think. We're looking at a lot of moisture in the air and a lot of showery activity out in Gulf waters as well. There's an area of low pressure that has developed out there, gradually drifting toward the Big Bend region. Non-tropical in nature, it's still going to be a rain producer. Trough of low pressure extends out in Gulf waters. That's what that series of 3 cloud clusters is in the Gulf. And that will be moving over our area today, producing rain chances of about 60% in the afternoon. Our daytime high near 90. Back to you.
All right, John, talk to you again soon. First up, checking maps in South Sarasota County. Nothing to report right now at that hour. Now we're going to go to Manatee County. A little problem on 301 northbound as you head toward downtown Bradenton. And our final map will show us a little bit of a buildup on 301 southbound around 10th Street. Otherwise, all clear at 5:33 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, Republicans in Congress are saying the fight to repeal and replace Obamacare is not over.
Only this time they plan to reach out to Democrats to make it happen, even if that means going against the president. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Days after the Republican effort to repeal and replace Obamacare crumbled in the Senate, now a new hope.
I think we can resolve those problems, but it's going to take more bipartisan work.
We have a lot of bipartisan discussions going on right now, more than we've had in months.
Both sides are calling for a solution, with Republican Senator Lamar Alexander and Democratic Senator Patty Murray teaming up, saying they want to see federal payments to insurers that help millions of low and moderate income Americans afford coverage continue for at least another year. But President Trump has threatened just the opposite, tweeting, if a new health care bill is not approved quickly, bailouts end very soon. And he's repeatedly said the only alternative to a repeal is to let Obamacare fail.
Let Obamacare explode. It is exploding right now.
You know, I said from the beginning, let Obamacare implode and then do it.
Some senators now ignoring those threats from the president.
For now, what we need is stability in the marketplace, and those payments contribute to that. So I would hope you would continue to make them.
You don't hurt innocent people, Mr. President, when you lose politically. That is not presidential. That is not, frankly, what an adult does.
And they warned that without this stability and an effort to fix what's wrong with the current 2010 healthcare law, consumers could face sharp increases in their premiums and a shrinking number of insurance options. And those increases could be severe. The Wall Street Journal reports that some insurance companies are saying their premiums could jump 30% or higher if Congress doesn't stabilize the markets. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Also on Capitol Hill, the Senate has confirmed a new FBI director. Christopher Wray worked previously in the second Bush administration. The final vote was 92-5. Even though that's a huge margin, that's actually the most opposing votes any nominee has ever received. Ray replaces James Comey, who was fired 2 months ago.
And White House sources say new Chief of Staff John Kelly wants David Lapin to come aboard as communications director. Lapin currently serves as Homeland Security spokesperson and has worked with Kelly for more than a decade. He says he has not been asked to fill the job, but would consider it if an offer comes. Like Kelly, Lapin has a military past and would likely be asked to bring discipline to the White House messaging strategy.
A North Carolina woman is under arrest in Honduras, and her husband says it's all a big misunderstanding. Amanda LaRoque had converted a can of Arizona iced tea into a makeshift safe to carry her valuables. But when airport security saw it, they felt she was transporting cocaine. There were some white particles inside the can from the lining, but it was too late. They arrested her and charged her with cocaine trafficking.
I mean, this stuff is so crazy, I don't think you could make it up. I mean, this is over a tea can, an iced tea soda can.
Airport authorities don't have field testing kits for cocaine, and it could be days before lab results are finalized. Lawmakers in North Carolina say they have now reached out to the U.S. Embassy in Honduras for help.
Heavy rain and storms led to dramatic rescue of a Colorado man and his dog being pulled from an SUV in a raging river. Take a look at this video. David Rooks says he was adjusting flow valves for irrigation ditches in a dry creek bed when a rush of water came at him. He made it back to his SUV with his dog Petey, but the force of the water swept the vehicle downstream. Rescuers worked for more than an hour to save him. It was the fire chief who climbed out over the water onto a ladder and pulled the pair to safety. Brooks says he has been working in creek beds for 40 years and has never seen floodwater rise this fast.
The search continues for 2 hikers lost in Southern California's Joshua Tree National Park. Officials there say Rachel Nigel and Joseph Orbesso, both in their 20s, were scheduled to leave last Friday morning. A ping of his cell phone was recorded on Thursday at 4 p.m. from a location inside the park. Their car is still in the parking lot, but no sign of the couple.
An update now on the bizarre Alabama jail escape we told you about yesterday. Authorities have captured the last of the 12 fugitives right here in Florida. 24-year-old Brady Kilpatrick was taken into custody last night. Officials say the Walker County inmates took advantage of a new guard by using peanut butter to change the number on an exit door, making their escape when the guard inadvertently opened the door. The first 11 inmates were captured within 8 hours. Kilpatrick was the only one to make it out of the Walker County area.
New developments this morning involving the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. A federal judge is now allowing the wife of the shooter to get a mental evaluation. Her trial is set to begin in March. The judge in Noor Salman's case says that she can be evaluated by an expert picked by the prosecutor since her defense attorneys plan to introduce evidence related to her mental health. Salman has pleaded not guilty to obstructing the investigation and aiding and abetting her husband, Omar Mateen, who opened fire at the club back in June of 2016. 49 people were killed at that club shooting.
Florida's mandatory minimum gun laws are being upheld by an appeals court judge who also criticized those laws. The judge regretfully agreeing a man's 20-year sentence for firing a gun into the ground must be upheld. The judge called Eric Wright's case a classic example of how mandatory minimum sentencing laws create injustices. Court documents show Wright was at his fiance's Jacksonville home in 2013 when an ex-girlfriend barged in and refused to leave. Wright pulled a gun and fired it into the ground to scare her. The trial judge said she was forced by law to sentence him for 20 years for aggravated assault. The law changed last year to eliminate aggravated assault from mandatory sentencing, but it was not retroactive.
Several inmates at a Miami jail suffered apparent seizures, and it's believed they overdosed from drugs inside the facility. Police say the inmates appeared to have overdosed on a synthetic drug. Emergency responders rushed 4 men to the hospital, one initially in serious condition. The jail was placed on lockdown during the incident. All 4 are now back behind bars.
And doctors are increasingly being held accountable, some even facing murder charges when their patients overdose on opioid painkillers that they prescribed. The number of doctors penalized by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration has grown more than 5-fold in recent years. The agency took action against 88 doctors in 2011 and 479 doctors in 2016. Just recently, a Texas doctor faced charges for illegally distributing drugs in connection with at least 7 deaths, and a doctor in Oklahoma was charged with 5 counts of second-degree murder.
The first sexually transmitted case of Zika this year has been confirmed north of the Suncoast in Pinellas County. The Florida Department of Health says the person infected did not travel recently, but his or her partner did travel to Cuba and had symptoms of Zika. Both tested positive for the virus. The Department of Health reports there is no evidence of Zika transmission through mosquitoes in the state. Mosquito Control is Awareness now taking action to reduce mosquito activities.
2 more medical marijuana businesses are joining the 7 others already licensed by the state. The Florida Department of Health issuing licenses to 2 groups based out of Ruskin. Licenses for 3 other nurseries are also in progress. The new licenses are the result of a law approved by the legislature during a special session in June and could help as many as 500,000 patients under the constitutional amendment.
New numbers show the number of child deaths in cars in Florida is up by nearly 1/3 in the past few years. The state reports more than 134,000 children were victims of car crashes in Florida last year, and 161 of them died. That's a 32% increase in deaths since 2014. The DOT says drivers should make sure kids are using proper car seats and seat belts, drive safely around school zones and buses, and watch out for bicycles and pedestrians. Good advice says return of schools around the corner.
Yeah,
I'll add another one to that. Drivers stay off cell phones.
Yes.
Good idea.
Yes, and keep your kids and your pets out of your hot cars as well.
Yes, oh, absolutely, absolutely. Showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast. We'll have details in a sec.
All right, coming up, it's August and the American Cancer Society is focusing on lung cancer.
We'll tell you how they're trying to bring more awareness on this disease up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So I think it's fair to say that there's a significant change between this morning's weather and yesterday's weather. We have about a 10-degree difference in our temperature outside. That's significant. And our dew point values have risen by about 4 degrees. That also is significant. That makes it feel a lot more humid this morning than we had 24 hours ago, than it felt 24 hours ago. South wind is responsible for that, coming in at about 10. Southwest during the afternoon yesterday, south now, and I think that trend is going to continue, that southerly component to a wind, really over the course of the next couple of days. May shift a little more to the southeast as we head into the afternoon and evening tomorrow. But we're still going to have that southerly component bringing moisture our way and increasing our rain chances this afternoon. A little bit of cloud cover around, but not much in the way of any rainfall chance during these morning commute hours anyway. 76 degrees in Wauchula, 75 in Arcadia, 77 in Mayaca, 77 in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 78, so is Northport, 82 in Inglewood, Venice the same, 83 degrees at Longboat Key. Yeah, not much of a chance of rain showers during these morning hours, but boy, does that change this afternoon. Our rain chances are going to spike up. Here's why. Now, yesterday we had the tan colors of dry air sinking south across the state, giving us pretty much rain-free conditions. Then the moisture started to return, and today the moisture is back full force. That's at mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. And certainly at lower levels, we're also starting to see the moisture increase. So the whole column of the atmosphere is starting to get wet. And when that happens, and you throw in a little daytime heating, you get better chances of rain showers. Now, add to that the fact that we have a little area of low pressure spinning in the Gulf waters, and we have a trough of low pressure indicated here by this line of clouds out in the Gulf. And you have really excellent chances of seeing showers and thunderstorms around. Got some out in Gulf waters, even have a thunderstorm or two moving up toward the Big Bend region. And some of these showers will become rather intense out in Gulf waters a little later on this afternoon. That will lead to some outflow boundaries, and that trough of low pressure swinging across the state will bring the showers closer to us as we head into the afternoon. Could get some frequent lightning, could get some downpours of rain once again. Total rainfall amounts exceeding an inch to maybe even 2 inches in some locations across the Suncoast this afternoon. And there is a chance of a shower during the morning hours, but it's only about 10%. Compare that to about a 60% chance of showers for your drive home later tonight. And you see that the spike will occur after the morning hours into the afternoon. A little bit of light showers have passed by the Skyway Bridge, so you may see a slippery road surface there. Low pressure moves off to the north and to the east. Emily is out of here. The warm, moist flow continues. Heat indexes today at about 100, and those showers and thunderstorms build across the region. Forecast calls for a daytime high near 90. Rain chances diminish tomorrow as some drier air starts to work in, but go back up again over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic in Manatee County, looks like State Road 70 heading east and westbound seeing the biggest congestions. Other than that, 301 and I-75 looking clear, pretty quiet in Sarasota County as well. Some slowdowns on Bee Ridge and Fruitville, but nothing to be concerned about in South County. 549 on your Wednesday morning. The American Cancer Society estimates that in 2017, 1 in every 15 Americans will be diagnosed with lung cancer.
It is the most common form of cancer death in our country. So the EPA and other health organizations are calling today World Lung Cancer Day. Kim Hutcherson shows us what they're doing.
August 1st is World Lung Cancer Day, an event that aims to spread awareness about the #1 cancer killer of Americans. According to the American Cancer Society, every day more than 430 people die of lung cancer. That's roughly 1 death every 3 minutes. Lung cancer develops when the cells in the lungs mutate or change. The majority of cases, about 90%, are tied to one behavior: smoking. The American Lung Association says cigarette smoking is the top risk factor for lung cancer, but breathing in dangerous chemicals can also put you at risk. The EPA estimates that radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer after smoking. Radon exposure causes about 21,000 lung cancer deaths every year. Nearly 3,000 of those deaths are in people who have never smoked. Experts say you should test your home's indoor air for radon, and if you smoke, stop. There are many resources online that can help you quit. You'll not only reduce your risk of lung cancer, you'll reduce the risk for your loved ones, since secondhand smoke causes about 3,000 lung cancer deaths in non-smokers every year. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll update the day's top local news headlines, and a little guy has gone viral after handing out fist bumps left and right.
We'll tell you more about this cute little internet sensation when we come back.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Everything you need to know about going back to class in Manatee County, plus Einstein pet treats and the best sandwiches on the Suncoast.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's a program called Pack the Patrol Car. They start collecting donations at the police station at 6 o'clock this morning in downtown Sarasota.
Yes, right here in about 6 minutes. They'll start taking those donations so kids can have the supplies that they need when they head back to school. We certainly want them to be prepared and ready as they start off the school year this year.
That's right. School starts the 14th in Sarasota County and the 10th in Manatee County.
That's right. Well, here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
In the wake of Monday's tropical storm Emily, Mote Marine turtle experts are surveying nests From Longboat Key all the way south to Venice, there's concern the rain and wind destroyed some of those nests.
And with school starting in less than 2 weeks, police in Sarasota are kicking off that school supply drive that we just mentioned. It's called Pack and the Patrol Car. You can drop off supplies at the Sarasota Police Headquarters. Finally this hour, step aside flight attendants. This one little boy in Kansas City may have just won the award for Best Host. He recently treated his fellow airline passengers to a little extra hospitality. He offered unconditional fist bumps as he walked down the aisle, and he wasn't stingy either. He extended his little fist to anyone willing to participate, resulting in bright smiles all around before takeoff. Look at him. Oh, how cute. Fist bump.
Yeah, his little tiny fist. Little tiny fist.
Looks
so
like
cute.
Somebody just learned to fist bump.
I know. He's like, everybody.
He seemed a little selective. He chose some passengers and not others.
Yeah.
Still so cute.
Yeah, I guess he thin sliced them.
Yeah, apparently so. And we'll update John's forecast for this Wednesday, update local news headlines, and have traffic and more in 3 minutes right here on Good Morning Suncoast. Stay with us.